Hi everyone, welcome to HitBullsEye. My name is Prabjot Singh. So today we are going to again continue with our session of BullDose Daily GK Current Affairs. So today is first of February 2022. So today we are going to cover a few very important issues. So before going to the issues of first Feb, we're going to discuss budget, but not today, but in our further future lectures or future sessions. So I would like you to please watch the budget rather than going through any YouTube or all. I would like you to please just go through the actual the speech of the finance minister while in the parliament, and just take your notebook along with you. So whatever she is speaking, whatever the pointers that she is saying, just note those pointers. So it's a very easy way to prepare the budget. You will easily prepare the budget in coming 2 hours, right? So this is what I have to say. So before starting the today's session, I would like you to please subscribe this channel, click the bell icon. So whenever we upload any video, you just get a notification about that. So for further, information, there are the links given in the description box. Just go through those links. So I'm just sharing you the slide. So this is the slide for 1st of February 2022. Uh, the news that we are going to cover up today, that is, first of all, anti-leprosy day. Then is Rafael Nadal. There is Ukraine conflict, the recent Ukraine-Russian conflict which is going on in Ukrainian border. Then Septemeranthus, that is basically a new species of a plant. Then the bad banks. Rafael Nadal is basically, he recently won the Australian Open. That's a news of that sports person. So let's go to the today's lecture. First is anti-leprosy day. So in India, anti-leprosy day is observed on 30th of January every year. So there's one other thing in 30th of January. So what is the day that we celebrate on 30th of January? That is the when Mahatma Gandhi came back to India. So no, sorry, the martyrdom day of Mahatma Gandhi. So basically, leprosy is somehow, it's a skin related disease. It's a bacterial based disease. So this disease is basically very much active in the tropical area. So that's why it's called as a tropical disease. You'll not find this disease in any other temperate area. Maybe if there is that disease, it's very less in ratio, but majority of this disease, the patients of this disease, you will find in a tropical area. So that's why it's called as a tropical disease. So 30th of January is Mahatma Gandhi's martyrdom day, and he was deeply committed to the cause of leprosy affected persons. And we all know that on 22nd of October, that is the Mahatma Gandhi's birthday. And then what is 15th of January? It is when Mahatma Gandhi came back to India from South Africa. So that's why it's called as Pravasi Bharatiya Divas. Now, इसीलिए उनको Pravasi Bharatiya Divas भी, to commemorate that day when Mahatma Gandhi came back to India. So this was about the anti-leprosy day. The next one is Rafael Nadal. So Rafael Nadal recently won a 5-set duel with Daniel Medvedev and claimed a record 21st of Grand Slam men's title in the Australian Open. So we all know that in tennis, basically there are 4 types of, 4 Grand Slams. One is Australian Open, then is French Open, then is US Open, and then is Wimbledon. Wimbledon held in London every year. So these competitions, these tournaments held every year. So Australian Open is in Melbourne, French Open is in Paris, US Open is in New York, and Wimbledon is in London. So next one is Ukrainian conflict. So we all know that there's a problem going on in Ukraine-Russian border. So Ukraine is second largest country in European Union, in Europe, after Russia. So there's a tension going on between Russia and West. So the battleground is Ukraine. So there are different reasons why this is going on in at the borders, because there are very high chances that Russia, there are talk going on between the West and the Ukraine to make Ukraine into to make enter Ukraine into NATO, right? That is a North Atlantic Treaty Organization, NATO. But Russia don't want that Ukraine become the member of NATO. Why? Because there is a reason. Because if Ukraine become the member of NATO, then it will be easy for the NATO forces to deploy their forces in Ukraine. That's an agreement between the NATO countries, no? Because there's a common military and all. So NATO was formed in 1949. The main purpose was to contain Russian influence in eastern part of the Europe only. But the point is this: Russia consider Ukraine as a buffer, so they don't want NATO to expand eastward to the Europe. So it will be very in future conflict. It will be very difficult for the Russians to tackle this problem, and NATO forces will be on the head of Russians. So Russia, so that's why Russia is building up the troops. Yesterday, I saw the news that they are collecting the blood and supplying the blood to the border area. But that is, I'm not saying that Russia will going to invade Ukraine or Russia will going to attack Ukraine. It's just a pressure tactics by the Russian, because Russians are very strong in what we call as that is propaganda and all. So that's the thing. So recently, India this week gave its first official statement. I mean, going tension between Russia and the West, led by the US over Ukraine. So it's been tense 1.5 months with the possibility of war looming large. India calls for peaceful resolution of the situation through sustained diplomatic efforts for a long-term peace and stability in the region. Because we all know that if there is a problem in the West, if there is a problem in European Union and with the Russia, then it will be very bad for the world, because the world is globalized. You will see a surge in inflation at the world level. The supply chain will get again disrupted. The markets will definitely go down, and the fuel prices will go up, because Russia is one of the large exporter of fuel. So the fuel prices will definitely go up. There's a very bad consequence of war, not only to European Union and Russia, but to the whole world. India will also definitely got affected. So Ukraine has become a bone of contention in the Moscow's relation with the West. So with the Russian to mass near its border and NATO's forces on standby in case Russia attack its neighbor. And that is for sure if Russia this time invade, because in 2015 it's a Russia invade Crimea. The Crimea is a peninsula, is a province of Ukraine, and there are a lot of people and there are a lot of politicians that Ukrainian politicians who are pro-Russians, because Ukraine was a part of Russia in the USSR, but in 1991 Ukraine got independent, right? So it became the sovereign country after 1991, because USSR got broke down. So, but now the point is this: they don't want that Ukraine go into the hand of NATO forces. So after that is for sure, if Russia this time again attacks Ukraine, like what they did in Crimea in 2015, NATO forces will definitely, take a military action. So after Russia and Ukraine is the second largest country in the Europe too. It has a major port on Black Sea and shares border with 4 NATO countries. So Europe depends on Russia for about 1/3 of its natural gas, providing enormous leverage for Putin in any dispute in the West, and one of the main pipeline passes through Ukraine. So this is also a bone of contention that if any country, Ukraine, Russia will stop the natural gas supply, and the European countries will be in a huge mess, right? So this will be a great problem for them. Next one is Septemeranthus. So it's a new genus of parasitic flowering plant been discovered in the Nicobar group of islands, right? There are a group of Andaman and Nicobar Island in the Indian Ocean below the Bay of Bengal. So this is a new genus. So it's a parasitic flowering plants have modified root structure spread on the stem of the tree and are anchored inside the bark of the host tree. It's not independent. It occurs on a host tree. So the plant was found on the periphery of the tropical forest in one of the biodiversity hotspot referred to as Nicobar group of islands, separated from Andaman group of island a wide gap of 160 kilometers with heavy tidal flows. The name Septemeranthus is derived from the Latin word septem, which means seven, which has seven arrangement of flowers in this plant. So this was about this news. Next one is bad bank. So bad bank is a key proposal which was given in 2021 budget by the Nirmala Sitharaman, the finance minister. Because we all know that NPA, that is the non-performing asset. The non-performing asset is surging huge in banking system. So it is a lot of pressure on our economy or in the banking system. So it's a bone of contention in the Indian government to lower down these NPAs. So that's why to lower down these NPAs, the bad bank was introduced. What the bad bank will do? Bad bank will take that NPA on their own head and try to raise the money for the commercial banks, so that the NPA got settled down, and it will be taken care by NARCL. So NARCL is basically National Asset Reconstruction Company Limited. That is the NARCL will acquire aggregated identified NPA from the bank. From the bank, they will acquire NPA. While IDRCL, so what is the IDRCL? That is India Debt Resolution Company Limited. So that is the IDRC. So they will IDRC basically they will look towards the resolution portion of this bank. So both these organizations will work to resolve this NPA crisis along the bad bank. So NARCL and IDRCL will have an exclusive arrangement that will be as per the scope defined in the debt management agreed to be executed between these two entities. And the State Bank of India chairman Dinesh Kheda said about that this exclusive agreement by the NARCL and IDRCL to run these bad banks. So these were the few of very important topics of 1st of December 2022. So we'll again continue with our session tomorrow. Same time, same place. Be regular, be consistent with these topics. This will help you a lot. So till then, I'm signing off now. If you like this video, please click the bell icon, subscribe this channel, and share the video. And like the video as well. So we'll meet tomorrow, same time, same place. Till then, I'm signing off now. Thank you.